Ash in the game. The Mandalorian is great in the new series, and let's check out what's new in the world of pop culture with your hosts John, Tim, and Quentin, and a podcast we call Rewind
and Reload.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Rewind and Reload. I am John, and today I'm joined by Q.
Good quarantine evening, folks.
And Tim's there too.
It's been 5 years since I went into quarantine.
Well,
it's just been a week.
Yeah. Well, yeah, quarantine sucks, but I am still excited.
Great. What are you talking about?
I mean, yeah, I guess it is pretty great. I'm working from home, so
I just be chilling at the crib, eating microwave food. I don't gotta go. Well, the only reason I don't have to go to work is because I'm on vacation. But
I was gonna say,
you picked a good time.
Place of employment has not closed down, despite.
No, it is deemed essential because I work at like a home improvement store.
You work at a GameStop.
I work at a GameStop. GameStop is essential. You got to keep it open.
I don't know if that has changed. I know. Pennsylvania,
no, they're still trying to stay open.
Pennsylvania and California revoked their business license, which is amazing.
Oh, Jesus, fuck. And
then they're still trying to stay open. I really thought that after Animal Crossing dropped, they would say, oh, actually, we're not in closed stores.
Yeah.
I mean,
anyways,
the main reason they stayed open because they wanted that AC money, but whatever.
Yeah. It's an awesome game, by the way.
Yeah, it must be nice.
But, okay, anyways, despite all this quarantine stuff, it is still kind of exciting because we hit episode 15 today. This is it.
We did it.
So, how have you guys been?
Congratulations.
Yeah, how have you guys been? Q, how about you?
Like I said, I'm on vacation.
Jesus Christ, I just read your fucking thing. Go on.
I learned how to synthesize DMT with one of those rubber squeaky chickens, Parmesan cheese, Epsom salts, and a wire hanger plugged directly into an outlet.
Oh.
Is that real? Like, I'm not the most savvy. Is that a real thing?
That's what I've been doing, dude.
Nice, okay, good to know.
Why Parmesan cheese?
It has DMT
flavor.
in it.
Really?
Yeah, so does Epsom salts.
Okay.
And if you mix them together, it makes DMT squared. It's even more powerful than regular DMT.
It's 97% pure.
I am starting to think this is a joke.
No, I emailed Joe Rogan about it. I'm waiting for him to get back to me.
My product is superior in every way.
I got that blue DMT, son. No, I mean, I've also been playing, like, when I'm coming down from the blue DMT, I'll be playing COD. And Warzone's pretty fun.
I haven't tried it yet.
Is it just because you can't die?
Yeah, dude, it's, like, super forgiving. Like, you can, so you die, then you go to the gulag, and you do a 1v1. I love the gulag, dude. Every time I go to the gulag, I'm like, I'm home, baby. This is where I belong.
That's what you actually want, is the gulag, not the war zone.
Dude, can I just have like a gulag mode, please? But, and then if you win the gulag, you get revived, and then if you die again, your teammate can still buy you back.
And there's no limit on buybacks, right?
No.
As long
and
as you
it's
have
not
money.
even that expensive.
It's like 4,500, which is kind of bad. Not like terrible, but I don't know.
I feel like I haven't played it, but I've heard that it's only like 3 kills gets you that much. Or just doing like your little objectives that you can get around the thing.
Well, I mean, the objectives I feel like usually give you like 2,000-ish. I could be wrong on that though. I don't know.
I miss the good old days. If you're dead, you're dead.
I don't, because I am bad at battle royales. So for something to like be so forgiving is great. For me, at least, because I'm a baby.
That's fair.
I'm
my whole thing with battle royales, especially like when I was really heavily into the game that shall not be named, Fortnite.
Ooh,
You named it.
funny dance game.
He's gonna come and get me now. Fish Sticks is coming out. He's knocking on my door. I can hear him. But no, the big appeal for me was that I could just like kind of go from match to match while I was listening to like podcasts or something. But I get it. I just don't have friends to play these 3-man games with.
You play on your PS4?
You play with me. You play with me, Tim. I play games.
Yeah,
Every
but I only
once in a
have
while.
8 gigs of RAM and a really dated graphics card.
Alright, that might be an issue with Call of Duty. Yeah, fair enough. You got
Well,
PS4.
Yeah, it does.
PS4.
But
You
I
got
don't, want,
PS4.
I don't want to play with our only other friend who has PS4. Well, not the only one that plays BRs.
You play. If we got people. We'll make it work, Tim. We'll make it work.
Last time I played with Gavin, he didn't have a mic, and it was just like, buddy. It was just me talking. It was like, Gavin, go here.
So we got a way around that since I play on PC and he plays on console. I told him, I was like, hey, get Discord on your phone and put headphones in and then put your headset on over your headphones so you can still hear the game and then talk to us. And it works.
Oh
Fair
my
enough.
god.
Modern
Wait,
problems require
does it have
modern
cross-compatibility?
solutions. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude.
Fair enough,
Nice.
fair enough.
There you go. That was my week, basically.
Awesome. How about you, Tim?
I've just been binging Breaking Bad again. And that's pretty much taken up my life. That, and I've been playing... I started Kingdom Hearts 3 finally. So, that's an interesting game.
I'm gonna play it one day. I still haven't played it, but is Donald still a fuck or what?
Oh, dude, Donald is still, like, such a fucking... Like, even outside of... He's not... Okay. So if we're gonna classify Donald, Kingdom Hearts 1, fucking useless. Just dies.
Big stinky cheese.
Kingdom Hearts 2, if you set your AI correctly, he's okay. He's fine, whatever. Kingdom Hearts 3, he's pretty good. The problem is that his character outside of combat is still an asshole.
Donald Duck's just kind of an asshole, though.
It's because everyone remembers the time that he fought he was a Nazi or fought the Nazis. I don't remember.
I think he was a Nazi. Donald Duck was a Nazi.
So yeah.
Every Disney character has been a Nazi.
That and Donald constantly makes jokes about how, like, romance is not, like, stupid, but how, like, Sora's, like, he's like, you'll have a crush on Kyrie. And it's like, Donald, you're fucking, like, married or some shit. Shut up.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I've just been doing that. Beastars came out on Netflix, so I've been watching that, even though I've read all of the manga. Still for furries.
So, what's it about? I haven't seen anything on it yet.
Furries.
It's about a wolf who falls in love with a rabbit
Oh, okay.
while trying to deal with the... It's basically Zootopia, but Japanese, I'm going to be real.
Oh, perfect. That sums it up
Like, at least the
perfectly.
first, like, arc of it is just Zootopia, but Japanese.
Okay. So, probably more interesting.
Yes, eventually, yes.
All right, nice. Well, I have, been working from home all week. Get to work from home next week and probably the week after that because of this whole virus shit. So,
I envy you.
I get to just, turn on TV or movies in the background while I work. So I just keep playing movies to catch up while I work.
I'm sorry. I wanted to ask Quinn if they changed all his school to be online now.
Oh, yeah, it is. So I'm on spring break this week, so I don't have to deal with
fair
it.
enough.
But starting tomorrow, I get to do web bullshit. WebEx, I think. I don't
Oh,
fucking
fuck
remember,
WebEx, dude.
It sucks. There's
We used
a really
WebEx
bad
my
latency.
senior... Yep. Mm-hmm.
My
I never had to
Russian
use that.
professor is very Russian. I can't understand what she's saying in person. I can't understand what she's saying in her microphone. It's a rough time for me, man. But
If I didn't want to break our listeners' ears, I would do like what professors do and just get as close to their mic as possible with the gain all the way up.
No, my goodness gracious, yeah, dude. It's bad. It's
So
bad.
I won't do it. I won't do it. If we were off recording, I would do it, but I won't do it.
Anyway, sorry, John. What's up with you? What's the
Oh
scoop,
yeah, so
buddy?
I've been watching movies and stuff. So I watched Mom and Dad. I watched 28 Days Later to rewatch that.
How was Mom and Dad?
It's not bad.
I think it's great. I wouldn't say it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I would say it's what I would do on that app I use.
Oh yeah, the app that you told us about last time.
Letterboxd.
Yeah.
I haven't watched all of it all the way through, so I wouldn't review it. But the parts that I've seen, I would say is a solid 3 because of I feel like they just let Nicolas Cage fucking out of his cage.
Oh, he was weird from the beginning, and then he just got worse.
And they just let Nicolas Cage do Nicolas Cage, and it just seems amazing because of that.
If you classified it as a dark humor movie, it would be probably I would say a 4.5.
Fair enough, yeah.
If you classify it just as a horror movie, out of 5.
Okay.
But if you classify it as a horror movie, it's a 2.
Oh yeah, I've watched some movies I need to put on Letterboxd. Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah. But the other movie I watched was Black Rock, which I do recommend that, to go watch that, because I didn't think I was going to like it, but it's really well put together, and it's literally one of those horror thrillers that's about normal people, and I could have seen this happening in real life.
Okay, so I kind of read about what this movie was about, and just to recommend another Australian kind of realistic horror movie, go watch the movie Lake Mungo. It's on Amazon Prime, I think.
Lake Mungo?
Yeah, I heard that was good.
Lake Mungo is a fantastic... I reviewed it, I think 4 stars, and I think my review is pretty apt. It's a very realistic horror movie about the loss of a loved one.
I heard that was a pretty good one, so I'll try to catch that.
That and there's a movie called A Ghost Story. Watch that, please. Casey Affleck's in it.
Okay, Casey Affleck.
It's made by
I have not
A24.
seen him in a long time.
It's made by A24, who has been killing the game lately. With things like The Lighthouse and Parasite.
Have you seen Lighthouse yet?
Yes.
I have not seen it
I paid $5 to watch it on Amazon, and holy fuck.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can stand a movie that only has 2 characters in it, yes, it is very good.
I could.
I mean, I liked the movie that was just Tom Hardy in a car, so...
What was that?
Oh boy, I don't remember the name. It's, I don't know.
Movie sounds really cool. I forget what it's called, though.
Okay. Well, if you ever think of it, just let me know.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm looking it up right now. Locke. The movie's called Locke. Locke. And I think I've talked about this movie before on other things, but it's... For just being him in a car talking on the phone for an hour and a half, it's a fantastic movie.
Nice. Alright, well, I'm going to look that up then.
Hell yeah.
So, okay, well, that was everyone's week. We're going to go ahead and head over to an ad break real quick. So I'll talk to you both in a few. Hey guys, it's John, Q, and Tim, and we're here to tell you about the Anchor Podcasting.
If you haven't heard of Anchor, it's a great and free tool to both record and edit your podcast.
Or if you're like us, you can record and use Anchor to distribute your work across all the listening platforms such as Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts.
Not to mention, you can get the big bucks by talking about your sponsors.
So go download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. All right, so we're back, and I think we're ready to get into today's topic. Would you guys say we are, or you got any last-minute quips?
Yeah, we're sponsored by Quip this week.
You got $20,000 off your toothbrush. Use code Big Money in checkout.
All right.
We cannot give him that sponsorship. That's our money, not comment etiquettes.
All right. So today we're going to the land of Hyrule and hopefully saving the land and the princess once again. And obviously today's conversation is on The Legend of Zelda. So last episode we sat down and talked about how it would be fun. We tackled some research on topics that we talk about, and then, seeing as like I never really played too much Zelda in the series. I played the last one pretty much halfway through, but not the whole thing. I figured I'd jump into some game lore.
Bruh.
So I'm gonna go through, tell you guys a little bit about the game, tell you guys a little bit about the plot and characters.
Was it trying to... Well, I feel like maybe it's easier trying to learn about the lore if you haven't played the games.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It gave me a lot more insight, I guess. So I'll just run through it.
If you played the games normally, dude, you'd be like, what the fuck?
I still kind of was. And then I watched, or I like kind of read into it a little bit. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So, The Legend of Zelda is an action-adventure video game. It's by Japanese game designers Shurigo Miyamoto.
Oh my goodness, John! Just get off the fucking podcast.
Okay.
Shigeru
This is the
Miyamoto.
second week in the row we have to revoke your gamer license.
Oh my!
I'm sorry.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
Okay.
Say it with your chest.
I'll just let you guys say it real quick.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
All right. And Takashi Tezuka.
6'9".
The rat.
It was also primarily developed and published by Nintendo. And the first game to kick off the long-running series was released on February 21st, 1986, and later in 1987 for the US release. The overall plot centers around a boy named Link. He becomes the central protagonist throughout the series. Usually in the series, you play as Link and must defeat the mighty Gannon, who wants to destroy Hyrule and bring back his land or some stupid shit.
Sometimes you're fighting Ganon, sometimes you're fighting Ganondorf.
I'm going to get into that.
Sometimes you're fighting Agamemnon, I think.
Sometimes you're fighting...
I don't remember what the name of the big eyeball monster from Link to the Past.
Sometimes you're just fighting to fight. Some pig monster
you're
things.
Just fighting to live another day.
Yeah.
Amen,
so,
brother.
Like I said, you gotta, defeat Ganon, and normally you do this by saving a character by the name of Zelda. So, to get into Zelda first, seeing as the game is, named after her, it is Princess Zelda. She's the Princess of Hyrule and the Guardian of the Triforce of Wisdom. Her name is present in many of her female ancestors and descendants, because after reading into this, I didn't realize that these are different people every game.
Oh yeah, baby. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but yeah.
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda is Buddhist friendly.
Kind of.
Okay. Well, while most games require Link to save Zelda from Ganon, she sometimes also plays a supporting role in battle.
I would
you
say
can
most
see her...
of the 3D games she does.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That I can think of, anyway.
Alter egos include Sheik and Tetra.
Wow,
I hope I pronounced those wrong. I'm sorry.
That's not a major. It's like 20-plus-year-old game.
Yeah, dude,
I've never played a lot of these.
That's like a really big Wind Waker spoiler, dude. Come on.
I thought... Oh, I see what you did. You turned the joke on its head because they're both spoilers. Nah, it was a huge spoiler for, not spoiler, but twist. When they were like, oh yeah, Sheik is just Zelda.
I feel like you kind of know that once Melee and stuff came out or whatever.
Yeah, well.
Because I played Melee first, so I already knew that.
Yeah, I knew they were the same character.
Same person, so it kind of ruined it for me when I played it.
Yeah.
But,
So anyways, in Skyward Sword, it's revealed that Zelda of that game is a reincarnation of the goddess Hylia? Hyla?
That's correct.
Okay. Whose power flows through the royal bloodline. The name Zelda is also derived from the American novelist Zelda Fitzgerald.
and Robin
Fun
Williams' daughter.
thing I found.
Well, Robin Williams' daughter was named after...
Nope. Nope, Zelda was named after her.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if the time would match up, would
It
it?
doesn't. No.
Okay.
She's
So-
fit past.
Anyways, next is Link. I'm just going to cover the main three here.
Lonk.
So, Link. It's the name of various young men who characteristically wear a green tunic and cap, and has power of the Triforce of Courage. In most games, players can actually give Link a different name, which I didn't know that. And then throughout it, like, a bunch of people will call you by that different name instead of Link. But I feel like if you're playing Zelda, you'd want to be Link, right?
Or Lonk, or Lonkus, or
Lonkus.
Splonkus, or Linkoolio.
That one I would do. Alright,
Yeah.
so various Links each have special titles such as Hero of Time, Hero of the Winds, Hero Chosen by the Gods. That one's an intense one. But like many silent protagonists in video games, Link, doesn't speak. He produces grunts, yells, and similar sounds.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
That wasn't Q actually doing those. That's actually from the game. Despite the player not seeing the dialogue, it's referenced secondhand by the in-game characters, showing that he is not in fact mute. Link is shown as a silent protagonist, so the audience can actually, have their own reactions to things, which is kind of like an early way that, you can start doing your own thing, really. Like Skyrim or Witcher
Before
or something like that.
Mass Effect became a thing, yeah.
Yeah, where you could have all these different timelines going. So finally, the last one I'm going to go over is Gannon. And like before, my wonderful co-host here said, you can also fight him as Ganondorf, which is the humanoid form.
Ganondorf. When he gets possessed by the evil sorcerer Xehanort.
Okay. I haven't played this, so I don't know if you're lying or
It was a
truth
Kingdom
or...
Hearts
Kingdom
joke.
Hearts joke.
Oh, okay. I have not played all of those
Sorry.
either. I've just watched Carly play the first two.
It's not an X in his name. It's the Recugent symbol.
Anyways, he's normally the final boss. In the series, Ganondorf is the leader of a race of desert people called the Gerudo?
All
That's
right.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you got that one.
Is it?
I was waiting for Gerudo.
Yeah, it's Gerudo.
Okay. Which consists entirely of female warriors, except for one male born every 100 years.
It's never quite explained how, but
How do they fuck? Well, I mean, like, it makes sense how they fuck, but
yeah, I'm assuming they take like prisoners of war.
I figured they were just a lesbian tribe. And then
I figured they were just
somehow
boning
they
the last
reproduce.
guy.
Or maybe it's like, that's actually like a kind of a thing that people have talked about, but I don't know.
Is Ganondorf just...
It might just be like, oh, they're intrinsically linked by some stuff we'll talk about later, and he just reincarnates or something.
Yeah. He,
No,
is his own
Ganondorf
daddy.
is just like a... it's the same thing as the story of Jesus, essentially.
A virgin birth.
Yeah.
Oh, so you mean he's like Anakin Skywalker?
Yeah.
Where I say, and I quote, there was no father.
He just appeared in my belly.
I had him. I raised him. He's mine.
Okay. So,
Thanks, Shmi.
anyways, these guys are off on a tangent once again tonight. But anyways, most often his plans include kidnapping Zelda and achieving domination of Hyrule. He wants Zelda because he also wants to get the Triforce. He often in the video games possesses the Triforce of Power, which gives him strength, but usually it's not enough, because if you didn't win at the end, what's the point, right? But unlike Zink, oh my god, Link
Zink.
and Zelda, yeah, Zink. I'm shipping them.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the ship name, right?
Yeah, that's the ship name. He is not the same person through every game like they are. Or he is the same person. I'm sorry. They're different people every time, generation to generation. He's the same person, apparently. Or he's reincarnated in Four Swords Adventures.
Kind of.
I wouldn't say he's the same person.
I feel like he could be reincarnated too. Maybe they just don't explain it.
Well, one of them, he's a literal pig.
Warthog thing.
And then the next, he's a man.
Maybe he just shapeshifts.
And then he turns into a man.
Maybe he just has, like,
and then in Twilight
shape-shifting
Princess,
abilities.
He does shapeshift. Yes, that's correct. In Twilight Princess, he's like 3 different things.
Oh, God. Okay. Well,
Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, dude.
To finish this up, he in Skyward Sword, it apparently indicates that he's the reincarnation of an evil deity known as Demise.
He's evil Jesus.
Evil.
Why did I think it wasn't? I thought it was something other than Demise, but I'm assuming you have to be right. You did your research.
Demise, King of Ruin from Skyward Sword.
Okay,
yeah,
so I just didn't have the king.
For some reason, I thought it was like. Never mind. I thought it was like some like adjective, or not adjective, like wrath or something like that, but I am thinking of something else.
Yeah, I got Demise, but I didn't play Demise
it, so... Demise is right. Demise is right.
Alright, so anyways, that covers kind of the overall idea of the game series and some of the characters. I do want to hand it over to Tim. He's going to dive a bit deeper into the lore and the fan theories, which I'm excited for because I have no fucking idea what any of this is, really.
Well, I mean, we kind of talked about some of the like more obscure lore that I was going to talk about, how at least Zelda and Link and possibly Ganon are all just like reincarnations of the same heroes again and again and again. Which is interesting, and I'm pretty sure canon at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Twilight Sword, you literally fight an old Link, right?
Yeah, so there's a character named...
The
Hero Shade.
Hero Shade, sorry.
Who people for a while were theorizing is either a past incarnation of Link, or like Link's father, because people in Twilight Princess do talk about your father when you're Link, but you've never meet him in game. So I'm pretty sure people were just like, oh, well, what if that's him? I don't know if that's true.
I thought in the Hyrule Historia, it, like, confirmed it, though.
Oh, it might. I'd have to go and get the book. I have it here somewhere. But, I know the Hyrule Historia is the big official Nintendo lore book, pretty much, along with a bunch of, like, art and stuff like that. And until that came out, the entire timeline was just fucked. No one knew what came first. What was, like... Because everyone was like, oh, well, Wind Waker takes place after Ocarina of Time, because all these places in Ocarina of Time are here, but now they're underwater.
And then, after the timeline came out, it was still just as fucked.
Yeah, it still doesn't make any sense. Because... you have splitting timelines, like at the end of Ocarina of Time. One timeline is Wind Waker. You get that. The other timeline, Link leaves Hyrule, and you get Majora's Mask. And then Majora's Mask is a dead end on the timeline. So...
No, not anymore, because now Breath of the Wild is connected to all 3 timelines. It is the end of all of them.
Right. Is it actually?
Yes, that is. Nintendo just said, fuck it. We're just like, yeah, we don't really know what this ties into because they have elements of every timeline in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that's from what I've played, yeah.
So they're just like, fuck it, it's every timeline, baby.
So it just merges?
I guess.
Like all those timelines merge onto Breath of the Wild?
In a sense.
It doesn't make sense. The timeline just is goofed. And, so, some things that I was going to talk about, and I think Quinn will be able to talk more about it than John, because John has his cursory overview.
Yep.
So, fan theory number one.
Baby.
The Twily from Twilight Princess created Majora's Mask. I think that's plausible, because the Majora's Mask is described as being made by a dark tribe. And then...
Some of their masks kind of look...
Yeah. They have like a kind of the same like insect-ish motif as some of the other masks that were created.
And then Twilight... Was Twilight Princess before? Yeah, Twilight Princess had to have been before. Yeah, because... Okay, so in the timeline, is Twilight Princess before the story splits?
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I'd have to like... Hold on, let me pull up the official timeline.
Because, yeah, as long as Twilight Princess is in the same...
This image is just not loading.
We're gonna say that one's good because Majora... Yeah, so... Because, yeah, no, Majora's Mask is the start of one time... Or no, it's after...
Okay, so
Ocarina.
Apparently... This is goofed.
This is goofed? We got some goofage.
Oh my god, I keep accidentally closing out and I keep getting Tom Hardy in a car, which is legitimately what I typed in to find that movie. Okay, so, the first game is Skyward Sword.
Yes.
Then there's a big gap in time, and we get Minish Cap.
Mm-hmm. And then, like,
Four Swords.
Adventure.
And then... Apparently there's a war. Didn't know that. And then Ocarina of Time happens. And this is where the timeline splits three ways. So, in the first timeline, you get the hero's decline and the last hero. And that goes...
Is that Majora's Mask?
No. That is A Link to the Past.
Okay.
And then,
yeah, where he ends up on the on the island.
Yeah. And then you get Oracle's Link's Awakening. And Legend of Zelda, the first game, and then Adventure of Link, which is the worst game. It's just different. I don't know. It's not good.
It's not good.
Timeline number 2, hero is successful, and then it splits again. We get Child Era.
Yeah, that's Majora's Mask.
This says, the Prince of Thieves, Ganondorf is executed. Wow. Oh yeah, I guess that's discussed in Twilight Princess, so that does happen. Then Twilight Princess happens after Majora's Mask.
So yeah, this theory could work out then.
So yeah. And then Four Swords happens after Twilight Princess. And then you have the other timeline, which is the Adult Era, where Ganondorf is sealed. And you get the Hero of Wind in a New World, which is Wind Waker, then Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks. So, there's those. Yeah, so I'd say that one's plausible. The other one I have is Majora's Mask is about the 5 stages of grief, which is a pretty, I think, accepted one, at least in the concept of, like, subtext of the game. Because the whole game is about the acceptance of, like, the moon crashing into the earth until the timeline changes.
Okay, yeah, that does make sense. Like, what does it mean specifically, though? Like, do the different bosses represent different stages, or, like, what is it specifically?
I think it's more to do with, like, how each character seems to be dealing with, like, some sort of personal issue in their life. Like, the one guy who gets turned into a child.
Okay.
So it's just, like, I don't know, I think it's, like, this is one that I wasn't really sure on. It's just supposed to be, like, subtext, I guess. A lot of it is people in grief.
It's a loosey-goosey one? but it could definitely... I could see it, yeah, playing through. Like, if you play through again and pay attention, you'll probably notice shit like that.
Yeah.
We'll get that one. We'll give that one a plausible. How about that?
Yeah. I have the next one I don't think is very likely, but Link is dead in Majora's Mask.
Now, can you explain this one to me a little bit? I don't know too much about this.
So at the beginning of the game, you get bucked off of Epona when the Skull Kid scares her, and people are just like, Link dies. And this is all just a weird dream that he's having before like a Jacob's Ladder scenario.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Would that go
so
with
it's kind of like the Pokemon coma theory?
Yeah. Because
would
like
that,
a lot of
go with the 5 stages of grief thing then?
It could.
Because he's like accepting himself dying.
It could be, yeah, sure. I'm not like trying to discount that, but yeah, I didn't think about that.
That makes sense.
The main reason I think people think about this one is because a lot of the characters in Termina have like mirrors in Ocarina of Time Hyrule. Like the mailman, the 2 witches who are antagonists in Ocarina of Time, but then are just like potion vendors and tour guides in
Do you want me
Majora's
to make
Mask.
that theory a lot less fun?
Yeah.
It's because Nintendo didn't give them enough time to
because
make
the game
a new game, so they just reused pretty much everything from Ocarina of Time.
Absolutely.
But if you want to have more fun with it, you can look at it lore perspective. But that is like the real reason is Nintendo just rushed the fucking game because they're like, we want money, 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 money. Big buck, ever since day one.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, I love Nintendo. I love Nintendo, don't get me wrong, but, you know. Yeah.
So that was... The single Link theory was disproven, I think, with the later lore entries of being like, oh yeah, he's just the reincarnation of this Hero of Time spirit, or hero, whatever.
Yeah, that one is no-go.
That was a theory for a while, and then we have the one I talked about, the Hero Shade, is either a past incarnation of Link, which I think is more likely, or Link's father, which I think is less likely.
I think it's Link. I'd like to think it's Link. Do you think there's like it's like the Avatar? The spirit just keeps going on.
It could be, yeah, actually. I mean, that's kind of...
Is that what Link is? Link is just the avatar of power. Or courage. Sorry.
Courage, man. Come on.
Fuck
I
you,
even
John.
know that.
You don't even know Shigeru Miyamoto, you goddamn peasant.
Yeah.
So...
I'll give you that.
That's a lot of my fan theories. I had some cut content that I was going to talk about, but there's a lot of it, and a lot of it's not very interesting. The big interesting ones are in Wind Waker. They originally had intended for there to be a second overworld, which was the underwater Hyrule Field. And then they were like, that's going to take way too much time. And they were like, well, maybe we'll do it in the second game. And that second game then became Twilight Princess.
Because people didn't like cartoon Zelda. They want real Zelda.
They want edgy Zelda.
I'm still really mad that we never got like a proper Wind Waker 2. I know we got Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, but I don't know, man. They just didn't hit the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. But you could get the Tingle Train.
Tingle makes me tingle.
I don't think that was real. I think that might have been just concept in the Hyrule story I saw. But then in Wind Waker there was a big piece of cut content which made the game like 10 times darker, I think. So there's the 3 elemental guardians that you have to meet to gain access to something.
The Temple of Time.
Temple of Time?
Like to get the sword in the Temple of Time.
That's right. But they originally had just apparently they just killed Jabun, the Water Guardian, and because there's leftover audio files of him in a death scream, and there was apparently an island that was destroyed because of this, but that was cut too. There was some other stuff that
Isn't there, like, was the audio file left in the game?
It's in the game files.
So you can, like, through doing whatever, you can find, like, this Jaboon death screech.
Yeah, that's correct.
Ooh, I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
There's some other stuff in Wind Waker I can't remember, too. I mean, there was GameCube Island they cut out. I remember that.
I think that was just... Oh, no, that was a real thing, yeah.
Because
I
then
it was
they...
a test island, but no.
But then they did DS Island, spelled Deess, in Phantom Hourglass to kind of make up for it.
Yeah, that was cool.
There was also...
I don't want to say it's cool, but, you know.
There was also, like, a lot of just weird shit that was in preview builds of Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time that got changed. Like, the designs for all the Great Fairies got changed in Ocarina of Time. In Ocarina of Time, they originally showed off, like, this unicorn fountain instead of a fairy fountain, which was very weird.
Did the fairies have more boobs or less boobs?
Less. They were like these weird beings of light.
And then they're like, you know what? Nah, we're gonna make them have titties.
Gotta have titties in the games, bruh.
And then I don't remember there was some weird stuff in Majora's Mask that got cut. Like, they originally had items for each of the different instruments Link plays when he puts on the Goron, Zora, and Deku masks. But then they were like, well, we'll just make that the Ocarina, which I get. And then there was originally also a human Link mask.
What?
Yeah, so when you put on a Goron mask, you would then get the human Link mask to change back.
Oh, okay. Instead of taking off the mask, you just put on another one?
Yeah.
And then that mask... And then you take off the mask under the mask and then put it back on when you want change back?
Yeah, it's all a big metaphor for, like, the faces we put on in public. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
So, I mean,
nice.
There's some... If you want to, like, learn more about this with the weird, like, underlying lore, I suggest just Google it, because you'll find a lot of shit of people discussing it, or actual real things.
You're going to want to spend hours on YouTube.
Yeah. Surprisingly, there's not very many YouTube videos talking about cut content in Legend of Zelda.
Really?
Which was so surprising to me. All the videos I could find were under, like... There was quite a few of them, but none of them were, like, big channels.
It's all the same stuff.
Yeah, it's all the same stuff on small channels.
Exact same stuff.
And it was like, all of them were under 30,000 views. I was like, well, this is fine.
I've gone down this rabbit hole before.
Yeah. All of them are like, did you see that little cave in Hyrule when you're at the Hyrule castle in Wind Waker? Yep, there's supposed to be more. It's like, okay, thanks.
That doesn't really tell you much.
Then there was a video called All the Perverted Things in Majora's Mask.
They made, if you look at Majora's Mask, if you squint your eyes, the spikes look like penises.
Well, the real one is that, is it Malon or Marin? Whoever the older sister is. If you do that quest again, since she doesn't give you an item, she'll just, like, hug you, and Link's face goes directly into her breasts.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, baby.
Link's a player, dude.
But anyway, tell us about, since I'm done, tell us about how you can flip upstairs sideways.
Yeah, Quentin, I think you're doing a little bit on some speed running and such.
Speed running. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. I would say that the Zelda franchise, the Zelda franchise probably has one of the biggest speedrunning communities, I guess we'll call it, for their games. Every game is like a different community, so I don't even know how
there's not really one, from what I understand, there's not really one unified one. They're like, the Ocarina of Time kids hang out with the Ocarina of Time kids.
Fucking Link to the Past kids hang out with the Link to the Past kids, so on and so forth. Pretty much every fucking game in the series is still being run, like, to this day. I don't know if Link's crossbow training, for example, is being speedran. I doubt it. But we'll say every main storyline game is being speedran. I think probably the biggest ones, number one, which also is probably one of the biggest speedrunning games next to Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time. That is a very big staple. Breath of the Wild is pretty popular. I wouldn't say it's like the top game, but especially since it's the newest one, everybody flocked to that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, whether you think it's because it's the newest one or if it's...
Yeah, well, it has a
others.
lot of really cool strat and other things in it.
It's just like get good and jump up
Yeah.
these platforms you're not supposed to be able to jump up. That
Yeah,
early in
a
the
lot
game.
of the Breath of the Wild speedrunning is like a lot of just pure
Or
like
I don't remember
gamer
if it's
skill.
I don't know if it's still possible, but I remember early on in the game's lifetime, there was a thing where you were able to like abuse shield sliding, and you would just fly to the top of Hyrule Castle from the Great Plateau. I think.
Instead of doing that, now you will. Well, I don't know if I haven't kept up with the Breath of the Wild speedruns in about a year. But what they would do is they would cut down a tree or get like a boulder, do the freeze time thing on it.
Yes, that's it.
And
That's
fucking
it.
do like the charge spin attack with like a axe or something to make it fly, and then you just
Because it multiplies
ride
the
on
force when you're on the freeze
'cause
time.
while it's locked in the ground, or not on the ground, but while it's locked, all the hits stack up, and then once it's unlocked, it just shoots the fuck out. So you just stand on whatever you hit, and you use that to fly across the map. It's pretty insane. There's a lot of really fucking stupid stuff in that run. But
I know.
I feel like I
Ocarina-
just want to watch that. I don't
it's
even
really
like...
cool. I know
Need to look it up.
last I checked, the game was around like 40-something minutes for a speed run.
I actually
Jesus.
looked it up. For any percent, it is... Hold on. 27 minutes and 29 seconds.
Yeah, that's insane. Somebody can beat Breath of the Wild faster than I can speedrun Pokemon Snap.
I just don't know how
Pokemon
to do
Snap
that.
is pretty hard.
But I don't know how to do that. I mean, I could say the Oblivion speedrun, but I can't do wall glitches, right?
I'm sure there's probably like a category for it. I could be wrong on that though.
On Oblivion?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
'Cause,
90%
like,
run.
Oh, is that the any percent? Yeah, that would just be
Yeah.
any percent, dude. Fuck it. We ballin', dude.
The any percent runs for that and Morrowind are stupid, and I love them. Specifically, not to get too off topic, for Morrowind, you get an item that buffs your luck and your speed, pretty much all your good stats. And then because the game's fucked in the most recent patch, you just cycle your weapons really fast with the scroll wheel, and those buffs don't go away.
Neat. I didn't know about that, no.
So you just get super strong, super fast, and then you use the speed to your advantage to glitch through a wall and get to the last boss. But
Who the fuck figured that out?
some wild folks.
That's what I love about speed.
That's
runs,
like-
just, the
I mean, I was gonna-
ridiculousness.
Yeah, I was going to
of
talk about
shit.
it. And I'm sure you can probably talk about it too, but I was going to say that I know Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask have like that goofy ass like save bit manipulation in some runs.
Bro, Ocarina of Time is one of the most broken games in the world. I'll get into it a little bit in my timeline here. I have, because I'm actually, you know what, we'll get right into it right now. So,
Do it, baby.
since, in my opinion, the best of the Zelda games, definitely the one with the richest of history for the speedrunning is Ocarina of Time. It's been around since like 2004, is when people first started like actually recording their runs and uploading them. I want to say this was back when it was still Speed Demos Archive or whatever the website was.
Holy shit, yeah.
And yeah, like I said, it's one of the coolest ones. So it started out completely glitchless. Like, that was the only way to do it. Like, they would not accept any glitches. And then eventually, as time went on, they started, you know, they started adding more categories. You got glitchless, any percent. My favorite one, though, is a meme run called Dank Percent.
What is that?
The whole goal of Dank Percent is to get a Deku stick and go into the Deku tree and do this glitch that makes the game think that the Deku stick is the Ocarina of Time. So he like holds it up to his mouth. So like I said, you get it on fire, you do the glitch, you hold it up to your mouth. It looks like he's smoking a fat doobie. And that's called Dank Percent.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay.
Literally,
Okay,
the
I
whole
like
point
it.
is to just make Link smoke a stick. There's a lot of meme runs for this game, and that's one of my favorite ones.
Me and Brandon were going to start, our friend Brandon, we were going to start a meme run in Kingdom Hearts called the Sonic 2%.
The Sonic Chew?
Yeah, where you rush through the game until you get to Pride Lands and get the Pride Lands Keyblade because it looks like it's Sonic Chew if you turn it upside down.
Oh my god. So, like, the whole speed run will be get the Keyblade, go into the Keyblade viewer, turn it upside down.
Yeah.
Like, when the timer ends.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Back to Zelda, though. The first god of speedrunning for Ocarina of Time was this dude by the name of TSA. Pretty,
Oh, fuck, I remember hearing about this. Sorry, I read a little bit ahead in your notes. I remember reading about this.
interesting choice of name. But it turns out dude was cheating, which is a really big problem pretty much in any speed game you can imagine. So what he was doing was he was splicing clips, which is where, like, if you play through a level and you fuck something up, but you play through the level again and you do it correctly, you splice the two clips together. So you have, like, your optimal time.
Yeah, you basically take the two good runs and, like, splice, like, two good parts of two runs and splice them together, make it look like it's one good run.
But
It'd be hard to do to make it look right,
yeah,
though.
That's the thing is, one, I know through different, like, sound editing softwares, you can usually tell for splices, but this was like way back when, so obviously people weren't going through all that much trouble, but there's like, it had something to do with how the A button on the screen and like the top right of the screen is positioned. If you like do something a specific way, it starts rotating before you go through this door, and then yada yada, this, that, and the other. Well, it turns out he spliced shit together. It was in the Deku tree, and ever since then he just kind of disappeared from the community, which makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, you might as well just give up after you got caught cheating. No one's
Yeah,
going to
no,
believe you after
exactly.
that.
No,
Exactly.
Nah, you have to be like the Donkey Kong guy and fucking
Billy
Yeah.
Mitchell.
vehemently say that you weren't cheating, even though it's very clear that you were.
Like double, triple, quadruple down on the fact that you're not cheating, even though you're obviously cheating, but whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking
Sounds like a bunch of fuckboys.
It's so funny that all of his, because of that one thing, all of his records like came into question, and all of them were cheats.
Yeah, dude, like his whole fucking legacy just crumbled in like the matter of like a couple months. It was hilarious. Fuck you, Billy Mitchell. So in 2006, though, is when we got a big skip that was discovered in the game. It allowed you to only have to fight 5 of the bosses, and it brought the game's time to around just under 3 hours.
How many bosses were there before this
How
skip?
many was it
8?
before the skip? 8, I want to say.
Well,
Okay,
8,
so you get to skip 3.
8 plus like the final however 2 bosses or whatever it is.
Yeah. So you only get to fight 5 of them, which I forget.
There are 4 temples?
I thought, yeah.
So if there's 4 temples, there's 2 bosses.
I thought there was 5 temples. Water, fire, earth.
Isn't there dark and light too?
Dark and light, yeah.
So yeah, it's 5, so 10 bosses, and then the last 2 bosses, so 12.
So yeah, you skipped a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no shit.
2006 to 2008, there wasn't a lot that happened, but in 2008 is when things started getting a little funky. That's when people started discovering all like the crazy arbitrary code execution, memory glitch bullshit you could do with a jar that allowed you to trick the game into thinking that the jar was something else and being able to do all this ridiculous shit that I could not explain to you very well, even though I've watched fucking hours of videos on this shit. It still doesn't make sense to me.
I think it just manipulates the bit date of your save and then like fucking makes your game freak the fuck out and just tosses you down into the wherever you want to go, I guess. I don't remember.
Yeah, but so through these glitches that were discovered, it brought the run from 3 hours to an hour and a half. So it's a pretty big time skip.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all that happened. 2008 to 2012, there was like kind of little shit found here and there that kept bringing the game down. But 2012 was when the game finally got to under an hour, which is pretty fucking nuts. When that happened, people were saying like, "Oh, this is the most broken game ever. Like we have just broken it past. Like there's really not much else you can do with it." But people were wrong.
Kept going.
Oh yeah, dude, it kept going. It's still going to this day.
Damn.
But so in 2012, that's where we got the under an hour run. It was like wrong warps were discovered. This is another thing I can't really explain on a technical level, but the big one that is pretty famous. Actually, that comes after this. We'll explain that next. Sorry. So, wrong warps were discovered. It brings the game down to 46 minutes and 52 seconds. That was set on November 12th. But then, literally 2 days after that, there was another big glitch that was found that brought the game down to 21 minutes.
Jesus.
So it's like this game just is constantly evolving, constantly changing. New stuff is always being discovered. 2014, Narcissa Wright achieved the legendary 18-minute run. His 18 minutes and 10 seconds, which they boldly exclaimed that any percent was dead. No one can beat that time. It's over. We're done. But little did they know that they were very wrong. Skipping all the way basically to now.
It's funny because their current record, Narcissa's current record, is 8 minutes and 12 seconds herself. So.
8 minutes and... What? Is that... Oh.
I'm on speedrun.com looking at it. And they are placed number 5 on 80% runs. At 8 minutes and 12 seconds. Apparently.
I thought they...
I don't know when this record was set. It doesn't say.
That's wild. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. But anyways, at the time of this recording, the current world record is 7 minutes and 48 seconds.
Jesus.
Which is set by Zudu. Check him out on YouTube. Dude's got like 200 subscribers or something like that. And he just like randomly came out and was like, I beat Legend of Zelda in under 8 minutes. Eat my butt. The best way to explain the run is you just run around Kokiri Village doing pretty much just seemingly meaningless bullshit. Like you're just cutting down grass and getting rupees, and then next thing you know, you do arbitrary code execution and you're at the credits.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. It's ridiculous. I love the game. I love everything about it. I just wish I understood literally anything. And I'm also excited to see in the future. I want the game to get under 5 minutes. I want to see somebody do it.
I'm assuming the world record right now is just the kind of the same code manipulation or save bit manipulation, but they figured out the save bits for the credits instead of Ganon's Tower. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. But
because I was looking at the dates on these, and they're all like last month, relative like February.
Oh yeah, dude! It was like literally about like a month and a half ago. This,
including Narcissa's run. So
yeah. It was about like a month and a half ago this trick was discovered. Everybody was freaking out. And ever since then, the fucking record had just kept getting broken and broken and broken and broken. Like there's been some weird fucking renaissance of Zelda speedrunning lately. And it's awesome. I love it.
Well, that's awesome.
I want to see.
Think we need an update whenever they do beat this record.
I vainly hope that Majora's Mask any percent run gets a resurgence, but I doubt it.
I've actually never watched a full Majora's Mask speedrun. So
I've watched a full one of like an hour, like 3 or 4 years ago, where basically the run was get Stone Mask and then run through the entire game. So, I don't know. Hell yeah.
Nice.
I got a fucking train rolling by me right now.
So
swear to God,
we'll like add stuff in, and all I wrote for this one was funny side jump upstairs. Yes, haha.
Yes, haha, papa.
So explain that to me, Tim.
So
where do you do that?
When I first started seeing, like, I guess glitchless runs for Ocarina of Time, the fastest way to get around is to hold down Z target and then side jump with A, because it, especially with the bunny mask, it is ridiculously fast to move around Hyrule Field that way.
It is faster to do that than to walk.
Yes.
Okay.
So all I remember is watching it run, and then it just goes, ha 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 ha. Because they're just spamming side jump as Link.
Another good movement thing is you set down a bomb, and then you do a sword attack, and then shield, and if you do it on the right frame, it literally just makes you go fucking straight backwards with like a fuck ton of momentum, and you literally just go like zoom super fast.
I need to start watching some of these speedruns for games, because this is just... I've never gotten into the whole speedrunning thing, but now I'm kind of starting to like, I need to do it. Choose a game that you
enjoyed as a kid. Like, I don't know, like a Tony Hawk game. I don't know if you...
Oh, God. Yeah, Tony Hawk games are cool.
Just choose a game that you were into as a kid, and then watch them break that game apart. The Tony Hawk, like, 100% runs are fucking wild. People have memorized every route in those games for, like, 100% efficiency.
Underground 2 has a really cool speedrun.
I loved Underground 2.
Yeah, watch that. I actually used to speedrun it. I didn't do very well, but I did do it. I only had the first 3 levels memorized, and then after that I was like,
I feel like the easiest ones are the Pro Skater games, because they're very set objectives in like very kind of enclosed spaces. I guess all the Underground games and the American Wasteland are too, to a lesser extent. And I was going to say, yeah, I'd get into American Wasteland speedrunning. I love that game. And then I remembered there's some parts that are literally impossible if you're emulating the game, because you have to fucking do frame perfect, like, jumps almost. Like, I was trying to play it recently with a friend of ours, and I couldn't get past a certain point. I was like, oh, okay, fun.
Well, nice. I think that finishes you up, right, Q, or you got anything else?
I got it. I think that's it, buddy.
All right. Well, we covered a lot of shit. But how about we talk about a little bit of our favorite things and maybe less favorable things about the long-running series. So I'm going to ask you, Quentin, what was your favorite and least favorite game of the series?
Either Ocarina or Wind Waker.
That's favorite?
Has a really cool art style that I think is fucking great.
Dude, sorry to interrupt, Wind Waker speedruns are crazy too.
Wind Waker speedruns are also crazy.
Where you do that shit where you flick the stick to build up momentum and then fly across the ocean. Wild.
There's actually about how many years ago? Maybe it was 2 years ago. Where they discovered this like really big skip that like totally blew the roof off of Wind Waker speedruns. But that's another story for another day. But Ocarina also, I don't know. Ocarina is really cool because I just like the story.
Okay. What's the least favorite?
Zelda 2, the Zelda game that's not a Zelda game.
It's a side-scrolling RPG.
Okay.
And not the good kind.
Well, Tim, what is your favorite and least favorite?
My favorite is Twilight Princess, because I like my edgy boys. And my least favorite is also Zelda 2.
Okay. Well, I don't have a favorite or least favorite, because I have never finished any of them. I also realized after last week when I said I've never finished a Pokemon game, I've just really never finished a Nintendo game. I never really had a Nintendo growing up for very long. I usually had an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Yeah, that's true. I still own your secondhand N64, so...
Yeah, I would usually sell them pretty quick to like the Game Boys or whatever to either make some cash or to go buy an Xbox or a PlayStation. I think the longest thing I've ever had is a DS that I lost for 2 years in my own house, and I recently found it and then gave it to Carly so that she could play on my Animal Crossing village for me.
Make her do the work.
Well, she wanted like new stuff at her village, so she was using mine to like double her resources pretty much. So, but now she's got the new, the new Animal Crossing. Yeah. So we've been both playing that though. So I'm better about Animal Crossing. That's probably the only game I actually
You can't finish that game.
Keeps my interest. No, you can never finish that. It's not meant to be finished. So, okay, those are our favorite and least favorites. What about our characters? So, favorite and least favorite character, Quentin.
Like I said before, Tingle makes me tingle. But I fucking hate the boat merchant guy from Wind Waker. Where you're like, whoa,
Don't
that
talk
guy.
shit about my friend Beetle.
Beetle. Fuck Beetle. Fucking, ooh, motherfucker. No, dude, every time I went into his shop, I was like, can you just not talk to me? And he'd sit there and he'd make that stupid fucking noise, and he'd look at me with his stupid fucking little beady eyes. And he's like, I got things that can make you control seagulls, man. You want them? And I'm just like, yeah. And then it's not even fun.
But you have to do it for some optional shit. For no good reason.
And it's not even fun. It's not even fun being a bird. It's not even fun.
Because it was shitty inverted flight controls.
Who is Tingle?
Tingle's this little green guy, and he sells you things.
He wants to be a fairy.
But he's not a fairy.
He thinks you are,
Okay.
though.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So, Tim, your favorite and least fave?
I just want to say that there is... in the Hyrule Historia, there is concept art of Tingle without his fucking, jumpsuit on, and it's scary.
He's fucking jacked, and he has big muscles, and, 26-inch forearms.
He's a bear, not a fairy.
A berry.
My favorite character is Midna or the Skull Kid. I don't really have a reason why. I just really like both of those games, and Midna
is... You just like Midna because she becomes sexy.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
And I think Skull Kid is the most tragic villain in Legend of Zelda. He just wants friends. My least favorite character is that disgusting chicken from Twilight Princess. With the nips.
With the nips.
Or that really old Goron from Twilight Princess with the nips. It's one of the two.
Pretty much anybody from Twilight Princess with nips.
Gross nips, sure.
Okay. Well, I would say my favorite is Link because of that's who I usually pick in Mario Kart and Smash Bros. Because I don't know, I know how to use them in Smash Bros. So why not?
Smash Bros, dude. Come on.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Who's your least favorite character, though?
My least favorite, fun fact, I was watching Carly play Breath of the Wild, and my least favorite character is that guy that loses all of his chickens, and you have to get him back for him, because when you go into his house, you realize the chickens live in his house, and there is a lot of wall art of chickens, and me and Carly dubbed him the chicken fucker. And because of that connotation, we gave him ourselves. I do not like that man.
I thought you were going to talk about Groose.
The Groose is loose.
I don't know what the guy's actual name is.
I don't
know what village he's in.
Oh, he
but
probably does.
yeah,
but...
I call him the chicken fucker.
Los pollos fucker.
It's like that guy in Valpo that did it.
Okay.
Oh, wait, there's a guy in Valpo that fucked chickens?
Yeah, like probably like 15 years ago, 16 years ago now.
Alright, what's up, bitches? So the town that I live in has chicken fuckers. What is up?
Mine's got methods, yours are chicken fuckers, and Tim's got corn, I guess.
Corn makes whiskey.
Well, that's all I got. I mean, do you guys have any other favorites or least favorite things about the games?
Just play the games. They're good games. Except for Zelda
I
2.
am going to try to play Breath of the Wild because we have it and there's no reason not to.
I emulated
like
Breath of the Wild.
It's like baby's first Zelda game, dude. You can do it.
Okay.
It's baby's
Carly
first.
beat it, so
There's so much game there. What are you talking about?
Maybe.
I just felt like it was kind of like...
Dude, okay, so my biggest problem with...
It's not as hard as beating, like... some of the older games.
So
I feel like they have progressively gotten easier.
Yeah, that's probably
time.
true. My thing is, I have a big problem with, not a big problem, but I have a problem with Breath of the Wild. I'll just come out and say it. For as much as they've packed into that world, there are still huge swaths of it that are just nothing there.
Yeah.
Everything is in the south of the map.
I kind of got irritated at that because I started playing it and I started getting irritated at how far you had to go to do things.
Everything is...
We have a map size 8 times the size of Skyrim with only twice as much stuff.
Yeah.
Everything is in the bottom half of the map. And then the top half of the map is just, go here and you're going to die.
And then a bunch of the mountains, too, are just, like, inaccessible.
Yeah. Also, on my emulator, Death Mountain, its graphics loaded incorrectly, and that pissed me off, but that's just because I'm a filthy, didn't buy the game.
The FBI is gonna come after you now?
It's fine, I tried to torrent Fable 3 earlier, and it didn't work very well.
No, I'm you now, dude.
Oh, shit.
Now, you may ask, why would you do that? Well, Lionhead Studios doesn't exist. The only parent company who owns the license is Microsoft, and I don't think they care.
Nah, they make enough money. Okay, well, I think that constitutes as last-minute topic discussions. Let's go ahead and start wrapping up, guys. Quentin, do you got any plugs or anything? Or last-minute things you want to say?
Follow me on twitter.com at gondola driver, like the people in Italy with the gondolas.
They're not out anymore.
I don't drive gondolas for a living.
Is it too dark for me to make a joke that all the gondola drivers are dead?
Nah, dude, they're just at home chilling.
Yeah.
They're self-quarantining.
Apparently, a lot of people in Italy are not.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah.
People aren't self-quarantining.
Yeah, I was going to go get a tattoo the other day, but then I was like, that is socially irresponsible. I'm not going to go do that. So I stayed at home.
Fun fact. I'm sorry. Fun fact about the tattoo thing. Unity shut down and rescheduled all their appointments, and a bunch of people got really shitty with them about it, I guess. And I thought that was stupid. It's like, guys, if you're gonna get sick, there's a needle that's opening you up.
Nah.
Like, what the fuck?
What's AIDS?
I don't know. But anyways, Tim, do you have any plugs?
I was just going to ask Quentin real quick if there's still no word on getting Applebee's is okay back.
I logged in once on my desktop. and it worked, and I was like, okay, cool. So I tried to log in on mobile, and it still just like won't let me log in on my phone. So
Fuck.
I don't know why.
That's stupid.
So I'm just like, fuck it, whatever.
Fair enough. Anyway, my one letter of the week is the letter L. Probably done this one before. It's like the guy from Death Note.
Yeah, the guy that you actually want to follow the story of, not the other dude that you hate.
Or the guy in the movie adaptation that I rated a solid half a star on Letterboxd, which you can find my Letterboxd at Timmy C.
There you go.
I link it in the description, so just go down there, click that, and you can read my... I wrote a very long review of something. Let's go through my reviews and find out. Okay, nope, not that. I wrote a very long review of the Poughkeepsie tapes, which is a fucking letdown. John.
What? I don't know if I...
Okay, do you remember
I know what you're talking about.
Do you remember when we were stupid high school kids who used to look up shock gifs?
Yeah.
Do you remember the one of the guy in like the plague masks who stabs the woman in the neck?
Yes.
That's from the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Oh.
That movie is, I fucking kid you not, an hour and a half of slow, boring bullshit after a front-loaded 15 minutes of cool shock shit.
That's so disappointing.
And the whole mythos behind that movie that got built up online is... I wrote a like huge fucking like 3-paragraph thing of how let down I was by when I finally saw it.
I'm going to write a note to myself to get Letterboxd so that I could read your stuff and also watch movies.
Yeah.
All right. So until I get a Letterboxd, you can find me on Instagram at John Mergenthaler, and you can also hear me over at the Nightmare Notes. We are going to do a episode on missing people this week. I forgot for a second. Yeah, we're going to do missing people. So... hopefully that's up in the next couple days.
You want some
Joey?
Have you already you guys haven't done the episode yet?
No, we haven't. So Joey lost his internet.
Oh.
Like from Thursday till like late last night. So we're probably gonna record like tomorrow or something.
If you need some good research material, just Google unsolved disappearances, and you'll find a Wikipedia page, and it's terrifying.
Oh God. I don't want to now.
It's not like... It's just like there's a lot
I have my stories.
There's just a lot of people who don't ever get found, dude.
Oh, no, yeah. Okay. I thought that you were going to have like some jump scare shit
No.
me. No,
It's
there's
just
a
this-
fuck ton.
It's this huge fucking list. It's like,
Yeah.
went out to the desert, was never found again. It's like, what
Yeah.
happened?
I did one that there was quite a bit of like speculation and stuff on what could have happened so that I could actually have a decent story.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of those out there, it's like, yeah, so-and-so like left on this date and never saw them again. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. There's no content there. But yeah, there's a fuck ton of people that just nothing.
It's so wild, dude.
Yeah, and then I guess if you guys want to follow us on Instagram to see kind of some of the pics and stuff of some of the discussions we have, it's rewind_reload_pod. And if you want to, hit us up with some discussions you want covered, or if you want to let us know about some of the mistakes, you can go email us at rewindandreloadpodcast@gmail.com, and is spelt out. I think that's all we got for you guys tonight, and we'll talk to you soon.
Here come to town, come to save the Princess Zelda. Got it forgot away, now the children don't play, but they will when Link says today. Hallelujah, darling, fill up your hearts so you can show